In this video, we'll talk about the concept cardiac cycle. In the word cardiac cycle, cardiac means something related to heart, or you can tell that cardiac cycle is nothing but the heart cycle, or it is a cyclic event that occurred during the functioning of the heart. Or if you study the cardiac cycle, means you are studying how heart function, or you are studying the functioning of the heart. So cardiac cycle is nothing but the cyclic event that occurred during the functioning of the heart, and it includes both mechanical and electrophysiological event. So this cyclic event of the cardiac cycle includes mechanical event and electrophysiological event. What do you mean by mechanical event? Mechanical event includes a contraction and a relaxation of the chambers of the heart. You know that our heart will contract and relax continuously. This contraction and relaxation of the chambers of the heart, you know that we have got 4 chambers. So these 4 chambers will contract and relax continuously, and this cyclic event of contraction and relaxation of 4 chambers of the heart includes a mechanical event. So in this, the contraction of the chambers of the heart is also known as systole, during which the heart chamber will contract and it will pump the blood out of it. Whereas the relaxation is also known as diastole, in which the chambers of the heart will be in a relaxed state and it will be filled with the blood. So that is nothing but the contraction and relaxation. So contraction is also known as systole and relaxation is also known as diastole. So you have to remember this point. So this contraction and relaxation of the chambers of the heart comes under the mechanical event of the cardiac cycle. And what do you mean by electrophysiological event? Electrophysiological event includes generation of the action potential by specialized cardiac musculature. So in the last video you have studied that heart got a specialized cardiac musculature known as sinoatrial node, atrioventricular node. So all these cardiac musculature or specialized cardiac musculature have the capacity to generate their own action potential, or they are auto-excitable, and the generation of this action potential results in the contraction of this heart chamber. So this includes electrophysiological event. So electrophysiological events, generation of the action potential by the specialized musculature of the heart, which results in the contraction of the chamber. So that comes under the electrophysiological event. So both mechanical and the electrophysiological event together forms a cardiac cycle. So one cardiac cycle is nothing but the one heartbeat. So one cardiac cycle is nothing but the one heartbeat, and it begins with the, or it starts with the diastole or the relaxation of the chamber, followed by systole and the beginning of the next diastole. So one cardiac cycle means beginning of the one diastole followed by systole and the beginning of the next diastole. So these events together known as one cardiac cycle. So cardiac cycle is a continuous process, isn't it? So heartbeat continuously. So for our convenience, for the study of cardiac cycle, we begins with the diastole stage. So all 4 chambers of the heart will be in the diastole state or in the relaxed state. So at this stage, the heart will be, or the chambers of the heart will be filled with the blood, and this stage is known as joint diastole, because all 4 chambers of the heart will be in the diastole state or in the relaxed state. That's why it is known as joint diastole. So study of the cardiac cycle begins with the joint diastole stage, where all 4 chambers of the heart will be relaxed state or in the relaxed state or in the diastole state. So at this stage, the right atrium and left atrium will be in the relaxed state. So as I told, all 4 chambers will be in the relaxed state. So when the right atrium and the left atrium in the relaxed state, the blood from the vena cava enters into the right atrium and the blood from the pulmonary vein enters into the left atrium. So when both the atrium is in the relaxed state, the pressure inside the atrium will be very less Yes, because of that, the blood from the vena cava enters into the right atrium and the blood from the pulmonary vein enters into the left atrium. At this stage, this tricuspid and the bicuspid valve also will be open. So, in the joint diastole stage, this tricuspid and bicuspid valve will be open. What do you mean by this tricuspid and bicuspid valve? Tricuspid valve is the opening that is present between the right atrium and the right ventricle. Similarly, bicuspid valve is the opening that is present between the left atrium and the left ventricle. So, tricuspid and the bicuspid valve will also be open at this stage. So, because of that, the blood from the right atrium enters into the right ventricle and blood from the left atrium enters into the left ventricle. So, blood from the vena cava enters into the right atrium and from the right atrium it enters into the right ventricle. Similarly, the blood from the pulmonary vein enters into the left atrium and blood from the left atrium enters into the left ventricle. So, blood fill the ventricle, that is both the right ventricle and the left ventricle passively at this stage. At this stage means at the joint diastole stage. So, now the blood is present in the left ventricle. But the blood from the left ventricle will not enter into the pulmonary artery and the aorta. So, blood from the ventricle will not enter into the pulmonary artery and aorta because the semilunar valve which guard these vessels will be closed. Okay. So, blood from the ventricle will not enter into the pulmonary artery and aorta because of the closure of the semilunar valve. So, now the blood is present at the ventricle. At this stage, the sinoatrial node works. So, sinoatrial node is a specialized cardiac musculature which is auto-excitable. So, it has a capacity to produce its own action potential. So, at this stage, sinoatrial node will produce its own action potential or it generates the action potential. So, because of the production of the action potential by the sinoatrial node, the right atrium and the left atrium contract simultaneously. So, because of the production of action potential, right atrium and left atrium contract simultaneously. So, what happens when the atrium contracts? Obviously, whatever the blood that is present in the atrium will be pumped into the ventricle. So, ventricular flow of the blood increases by 30% because of the contraction of right and the left atrium. So, whatever the blood that is present in the right atrium is pumped into the ventricle through this tricuspid and bicuspid valve. Now, the ventricle is filled with the blood. At this stage, the action potential from the sinoatrial node is passes through the ventricular musculature. So, action potential from the sinoatrial node enters or passes through the atrioventricular node and the AV bundle, and from the AV bundle this action potential enters or passes through the bundle of His into the ventricular musculature. So, through this bundle of His, the action potential enter throughout the ventricular musculature. So, which results in contraction of the ventricle. So, as the action potential passes through the bundle of His into the entire ventricular musculature, it results in the contraction of the ventricle, which is also known as ventricular systole. So, the sinoatrial node produces action potential which causes the atrium to contract and it is known as atrial systole, whereas when the action potential passes through the bundle of His, it results in the contraction of the ventricle which is known as a ventricular systole. So, when there is a contraction of the ventricle or ventricular systole, what happens? There will be increase in the pressure inside the ventricle. As the pressure increases, there will be closure of tricuspid and the bicuspid valve, which is the opening of between the atrium and the ventricle. So, as the pressure inside the ventricle increases, there is a closure of tricuspid and the bicuspid valve as the blood tries to flow back to atrium. So, to avoid the backflow of the blood from the ventricle to atrium, this tricuspid and the bicuspid valve closes. So, when this valve closes, what happens? There will be again increase in the pressure, or when there is a further contraction of the ventricle, there will be further increase in the pressure inside the ventricle. As a result, the semilunar valve are forced to get open. So what do you mean by semilunar valve? Semilunar valve is a valve that guards the pulmonary artery and the aorta. So these semilunar valve are forced to open because of the increase in the pressure inside the ventricle. So when this semilunar valve get opens, the blood from the right ventricle enters into the pulmonary artery and the blood from the left ventricle enters into the aorta, and thereby the blood enters into the circulatory pathway. So when there is an increase in the pressure inside the ventricle because of the ventricular contraction or ventricular systole, these semilunar valve are forced to open. Because of that, whatever the blood that is present inside the ventricle are forced to enter into the pulmonary artery and the aorta, thereby into the circulatory pathway. So when all the blood from the ventricle is entered into the pulmonary artery and aorta or into the circulatory pathway, what happens to the pressure? Pressure inside the ventricle decreases, which results in the relaxation of the ventricle or ventricular diastole takes place. So because of the ventricular diastole or relaxation of the ventricle, what happens? This semilunar valve will close, or it is forced to close, to avoid the backflow of the blood from the pulmonary artery and the aorta into the right ventricle and the left ventricle. So to avoid the backflow of the blood into the ventricle, this semilunar valve is forced to close when there is a decrease in the pressure inside the ventricle. So again there is a further decrease in the pressure of the ventricle because of the diastole or the ventricular relaxation. So when there is a further decrease in the pressure inside the ventricle, what happens? This tricuspid and the bicuspid valve will open. Okay. Why it is open? Because increase in the atrium, that is right atrium and the left atrium, because of the inflow of the blood from the vena cava and the pulmonary vein, as I discussed in the beginning of this video. So atrium and that is right atrium and the left atrium is filled with the blood by vena cava and the pulmonary vein. So as a result, there is an increase in the pressure inside the atrium, which opens the tricuspid and the bicuspid valve, and easily the blood from the atrium enters into the ventricle, that is from the right atrium into right ventricle and the left atrium into left ventricle. At this stage, all four chambers are filled with the blood, and that stage is known as joint diastole. So all four chambers are in the relaxed state and it is filled with the blood, and this stage is known as joint diastole. So joint diastole is the beginning of the cardiac cycle. So one cardiac cycle means diastole followed by systole and followed by the next beginning of the next diastole. So this is a one cardiac cycle. So after this joint diastole, again the sinoatrial node generate the action potential, there will be contraction of atrium, and this cyclic event repeats. So event, that is contraction and the relaxation of the both atrium and the ventricle, together known as a cardiac cycle. So whatever this cyclic events I discussed, together known as one cardiac cycle. So as I told, one cardiac cycle is nothing but the one heartbeat. So you know that our heart beats 72 times per minute. So how many times? 72 times per minute, means 72 times cardiac cycle per minute, because one cardiac cycle means one heartbeat. So 72 times cardiac cycle takes place per minute in our body, and every cardiac cycle or each cardiac cycle, our each ventricle pumps of about 70 ml of blood. So in each cardiac cycle, each ventricle pumps of about 70 ml of blood. Per minute how many? 70 into 72, because our heart beats 72 times per minute, means 72 times cardiac cycle per minute. So each time each ventricle pumps a 70 ml. So per minute means into 72. So that is approximately of about 5000 ml or 5 liters. So 5 liters of the blood is pumped by each ventricle in a minute. So, and that is known as cardiac output. Cardiac output. This 70 ml is known as stroke volume. Stroke volume. So stroke volume is a volume of blood pumped by each ventricle in each cardiac cycle. Whereas cardiac output means volume of or amount of the blood that is pumped by each ventricle in a minute. Okay, so that is a cardiac output, which includes 70 into 72. So 70 ml, that is stroke volume, into 72 times per minute, which is approximately 5 liter or 5000 ml, which is nothing but the cardiac output. Anyhow, it depends on the individual. For example, if you take an athlete, their heartbeat will be more. Obviously, their cardiac output also will be more. During each cardiac cycle, two types of prominent sound are produced, which can be heard easily by the stethoscope. And the first sound is known as lub, and second sound is known as dub. This lub sound is produced when there is a closure of the tricuspid and the bicuspid valve. So when there is an increase in the ventricular pressure, there will be closure of the tricuspid and the bicuspid valve, isn't it? So this closure produces a sound known as a lub. Whereas dub sound is produced when there is a closure of the semilunar valve. So to avoid the backflow of the blood from the pulmonary artery and the aorta, the semilunar valve will close when there is a ventricular diastole, isn't it? And that sound is nothing but the dub sound. And lub and the dub sound is produced in each cardiac cycle. And this sound is of great significance. So that is all about the cardiac cycle, which includes a cyclic event of contraction and the relaxation of the chambers of the heart. I hope this video is useful. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.